build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. Hello everybody, welcome to Short Bangers. I'm May.
I'm Colin.
And this is going out Saturday morning. It should be going out Saturday morning. Might not be when you're listening to it.
I'm hopefully still in my bed then, because I'm fucking knackered, as I was saying on the extra, what do you call it? Short Bangers Extra.
Extra, yeah.
Nearly called it Extra Time there, but I keep doing that. But that's actually our football podcast that we do.
Aye. Our excellent football podcast that we do. Sometimes excellent. We got a bit of praise for the title for the episode that went out this morning. I noticed that. It was the last two titles of.
All right, what was it called again?
Well,
Kim was called.
Last week we went for Loser My Religion.
Oh, aye.
Which is good. And this week's was You and Me versus the World.
All right.
Good day.
Okay. We got praise for that, did we? We. I didn't even care what it was called. Amazing.
Collective. Right. Let me find the first question that we've got is for Tom Wallace. Right. The topic is Buttery versus Rowie. I think it's Rowie. What's the difference between a Buttery and a Rowie?
No idea. I've had a Buttery before.
I had one today.
I don't think I've had a Rowie. I think it's a Rowie.
Well, there's a bit of research been done, right?
Is it scone argument here?
It could be. 150k in hand and house is 16p. There's a difference between that. Aldo, who does who is an actual factual baker, and congratulations also Aldo for opening his in Trinent.
I've not seen it actually. I'm doing Trinent every week, but a couple of times a week actually now, but I've not noticed that. Where's that about? On High Street?
I would guess so.
It'll be shut by the time I'm down, though.
Aye. But if you're in the Trinent area and you want something a bit better than Greg's and that, nip into Alan's Bakery.
And it is. I'm not just saying it because it's Alan's, but a baker at any bakery is better than one of the franchises.
He responded, said there's no difference, just like a bap, cob, roll, barm cake, all the same thing, just a different name in different places.
It's not the same as a roll. I disagree.
No, like what he's saying is a bap, a cob, a roll, and a barm cake are all the same thing.
Oh,
the same as a Buttery.
Sorry,
it's the same thing with different as examples of same thing with different names. Tom Wallace came back and answered his own question and said he'd done some research and seemingly a Rowie is made with fat and a Buttery is made with butter. And he used to make Butteries when he was an apprentice baker, but like you, always thought a Rowie was just what Aberdonians called Butteries.
Interesting. So why's Tom going to be looking up his own fucking answers? That's what I'd like to know.
Well,
is it sent it into us and then he's like, he doesn't trust us, he's got to Google it so he can pick us up when we get it wrong?
I think it's more the fact that he's probably sent it in and we've asked enough questions to fill our episode, but no other questions have been sent in. So we've just no bothered asking. He's gone, well, that's Friday and Saturday past now. I've not heard the answer to my question. Fucking Google.
Yeah, he's waiting on the Tuesday, and like no Tuesdays, mate. Not getting anywhere.
Chat GPT's having to fill in for us. First time I had Buttery, I put butter on it, and it was too buttery. I thought they were designed for that kind of thing, and it was too buttery, and it put me off. Now we just give them a couple of minutes in the air fryer. And
I'm like that way. All butter croissants as well. I did put butter on that, so I wouldn't have put a butter on a Buttery for that same reason.
Aye, I like a croissant.
Quite nice with, various different things, but ham and cheese or jam or bacon.
I tell you what, I've had a bacon one before. Ham and cheese is class on a croissant. Or Nutella as well, if you're like a big bear.
I've never had that, but I do like Nutella.
I had Nutella on a crumpet earlier on. That was nice.
You heat up first.
Aye. Ended up with a bit of Nutella down my t-shirts had to get changed.
Aye.
That's obviously like fucking 45-year-old can't I fucking feed myself properly. I just try to find my Twitter's going slow. I'll try to find the questions, and I've got loads of folk have had answers to questions that we've sent in.
Oh, they went away and found the real answer.
Aye. Right, hold on. Right.
So, Alright, carry on.
Fattest Prick has tweeted, right, so going back a bit, it says, somewhere near the job I'm working on, there's a person practicing the bagpipes. I hope that when they're finished, they end up having a terrible day. And then Stephen Bell replied, said, scrolling through my feed, and I speed read this as there's a pigeon practicing the bagpipes rather than a person, which leads me to ask the question, what is the most bizarre animal playing a musical instrument combination you can think of? And he said he'd go for a meerkat playing the double bass, and Fats Prickett then tagged us in it. And Stephen Bell said, excellent news. I look forward to the more intelligent Hibs fans out there to come up with a far better answer than my own. Unfortunately, those far more intelligent Hibs fans out there are not available. So it lands on us to answer that one.
Again, it's funny because you know what the funny thing I come up with, as soon as that question you were going to ask me what it was, I thought of a snake playing a flute, but then I thought that's impossible, right? But it would be a mental combination, eh?
Would it charm itself? Like, is that how snakes get themselves to
I
sleep
wonder
in a
if
basket?
that's why I associated it. Hey, I wonder if that was like the subliminal there, eh? Because of that thing, because I hadn't thought of that. But that maybe, wonderful. I thought an animal with no arms playing like something, could have been a recorder, could have been a fucking saxophone. But I wonder if the subliminal's telling me flute because the fairy tales and that.
Aye. I'd love to see a giraffe have a bash at a violin. And just kind of like you have the violin under your chin. Like, how's a giraffe going to fucking manage that?
Yeah. But we're getting into the impossible ones rather than the strangest combination, eh?
Yes.
But it would be a strange combination because it's almost impossible, or is impossible.
Are there many examples of animals playing instruments, like, do you know, like a dog with a drum kit, or
bound to be stuff like folk have trained their dog up to be smart
on Google?
Bound to be
on the fucking piano, or
cat on a piano or something.
Fuck off, cat.
Yeah.
Parrots and things like
parrots that. They can sing in that, can't they? Or they can replicate voices and stuff.
What was the joke I heard about? I can't remember where who told the joke, where I saw it, but I can remember roughly the joke. So the guy buys a parrot, and the parrot's just swear it's in and out. So it like argues with him all the time. So gets it back for the shop day one. It's like, oh, you're a fucking dick. You're a fucking dick. And he goes, for fuck's sake, like, oh, stop that. It tries to chain it better words out. Second day, it's just the same, if not worse. Third day, he's got guests round. He's mortified. The fourth day, he's fucking, I'm sick of this. So he gets the parrot and shoves it in the freezer. So I'll teach it a lesson. Puts it in the freezer. A couple of hours later, lets it out, and the parrot comes out as good as gold. And the guy says to it, he says, listen, I'm glad you've changed in that, but what was it prompted you to, kid, I just put you in the freezer? He says, I know, but I saw what you did to the turkey.
Fuck's sake. There's some shite jokes in there.
I can. I just it's because I heard the word parrot, and there's like a wee bit and it kind of just triggers something in me. If I remember the joke sort of related to that, I feel like I have to say it. We're into old questions here, Colin.
Are we?
Aye. Old ones that
are they valid anymore? Like, are they out of date? Like, you've got to noticeably think they're out of date.
Aye, if you read them, they would be dated. Like, if Kettlewell is indeed a vampire, how come he's so immaculately groomed when vampires have no reflection?
Don't know. Can't even think. Oh, he's got a Kettlewell. He's the one that got told to look like the hair, is it? The goalie.
Aye.
At one point, aye. I lived off of that for a few weeks.
You did.
See, that's your question. See, and I know you'll do this because I do it, right? And it's kind of. But anyway, here's the question. See, when you walk past somebody in the street, do you ever say like morning or hello or nod, a wee nod or whatever, right? You do that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's like a sort of Scottish, British thing?
That's a good question. No. I found
on holiday. Now I know it was a month ago. I found on holiday I'd go and because where I was in Spain wasn't like it was a tourist a bit clearly, right? But there was a lot of other tourists that weren't British or Scottish or English, whatever you want to call it, and there were Germans and French and Dutch and all that, and you'd maybe go like that, a wee nod, a wee morning, and they'd look at you as if they, what the fuck are you nodding at?
Weird. That's tell you about my neighbour, like the boy that stays over like directly opposite me, right? looks a bit like Carl Pilkington, walks a bit like Pingu, right? So we'll do.
Is he a listener?
I hope not.
He'll know who we're talking about.
I hope not. But he, if we come out the house at the same time, I say, all right, and he said, all right, round the street, like, so if you come out my house and you turn right, there's like a wee hill, and you go up that. If I see him in there, if I'm coming down the way, he's going up the way. All right. Beyond that, if I see him, nothing. All right. I'll always say hello. Like, always, if I see him in Tesco, all right, Kenan, I'll not get any response. If I pass his car, give him a wave, like, all the time. Outside the house, always, all right, like that. And he stayed there for fucking years, Ken, like years and years and years. I don't know his name. Do you know, like, and it's not like I've no tried. Like, I genuinely, it's like a wee game I play with myself now. I'm like, hello, and sometimes like an enthusiastic wave and everything. And nah,
you see, I've got a boy 2 doors down. It's a wee bit like that actually, an older boy. I've lived here. It'll be 8. It's actually about 8 years this week. We moved in, and he was there when we moved in because it's all new, but they were here like nearly a year before, just where the houses were built, the order they were built. And I've spoken to him in the street, or I've waved to him, or when I get out of the car, because he's 2 doors down, he's always pottering about his garden or something. I maybe give him a wee wave, and he'll sometimes wave back. But see if he's walking a dog down the road and I'm in the car, and I'll maybe give him a blank you. Fucking weird, eh? It's like I'll do it in this territory, in this environment. You know, I'm number 9, he's number 7, or whatever it is. Oh no, that is that way. And but no, like anywhere past the border is number 6 and number 11. If we're anywhere out with that fucking zone, you're not getting an acknowledgement. I've seen him in the pub down the road. Friends. I've seen him in the pub down the road. Because if I ever went down there, he must go there like every Friday. And you maybe see him in the pub, and it's almost like he actively goes and moves away somewhere else.
Aye.
Like, I don't want to talk to anyone, man. I'm here with the wife or here with my mate. Like, I'm not coming to chat to you.
It's weird, eh? Because I think it's polite to say hello, everyone. It's funny because the opposite of that happened one time. I was in Tesco, I was putting my shopping in the car, and the boy came over and says, you number 37? I was like, aye, and I had no fucking clue who he was. He's like, I stay over the road. I was like, all right, Ken, how's it going? And that was it. So now if I see him, Ken, say all right. But that was the other thing that happened, which isn't so great, is next door to Pingu Pilkington, there used to be a couple that lived there. Guy was a DJ, and he got done for like bad kid pictures. You know, he got charged for like his cart hand and everything like that. And they always used to kind of exchange Christmas cards with that. They're a nice couple, like you would never have fucking known. And the
DJ not been an alarm bell.
Well, maybe
a red flag to the days.
I was. They moved away like a few years back, and you came on. I'm like, right, I'm not great at remembering names and faces and things like that, right? And I went into the Chinese, I was picking it up. It was one in Crossgates, and I clocked the boy sitting. I was like, all right, how's it going? I kind of recognised him. I was about to have like a wee friendly chat with him, and then the penny dropped. After I'd like exchanged the pleasantries, I come out. I was like, oh fucking hell!
Go back in and say I didn't mean to speak to you.
I did it by accident, mate. And if I see you again, just go to row.
Now I'm not equating this in the same way, right? But again, back to my holiday. And so I'd walk past folk around about the hotel or in the hotel, and then you go, wait a minute, they're not nodding back. I'm not going to bother me. We went a walk into the sort of nearest town one day, and we were walking along the street, and I had my hip strip on, the black one, right? And boy walked past, Ranger strip on, right? I was just got ignoring the cunt. Nodded hello.
Aye.
But I thought, hi, and I walked past them. My parent, like the wee one, she went, "Did you say hello to Rangers?" And I'm not saying that's on a par where you talk to.
I like how I'm not equating these things, but this is what it reminded me of.
But that's what, and I was like, "I well, he nodded at me. How did I like?" Because I'm thinking it's weird that folk are ignoring me when I've done it. So if I was to ignore him, then It was almost like, I've got to just strip on, you've got to have strip on. We're very close to each other, all right? It's fucking weird. So if I never had the strip on, I wouldn't have said fuck all. But, and then actually, if I'd seen him in the street here, he'd probably fucking blank me because he'd be thinking, fucking Hibs cunt.
Aye. Funny, yeah.
But because you're in fucking Alcudia, you get a nod.
Aye. It's funny when I think about it. We had there's like a lamppost just outside my garden, and they had CCTV up in the lamppost for a wee while. Kind of like the council came and put it on. And at the time, we thought it was because the neighbour behind us had been having bother with some kids. Like, your street's quiet as fuck. Right? There's never anything happens here, right? Just fucking quiet as anything. And that's what we assumed it was. And the boy over the road, his car got done, came with folk fucking writing beast in that on it. And we just came here just like oblivious to it. And it seemed so unlikely for that couple that you're going, oh, somebody's graffiti with his car. I kind of like, oh, they've done his car. It must have been kids or something. And then the CCTV up was there, and we never ever put fucking two and two together until, I mean, it's in the paper, and you see the wee court report, and you're going, ah, cunt's in the street. And then you're going,
but you never know who it is.
No.
I worked with somebody years ago. I didn't know him that well, but I did know him. Probably not in terms of you would call it that. And I left, and I went to a different area of the business or whatever. I can't remember. And then I says, "What? Nah, I never asked who he was, right?" Somebody told me this thing. Got done for like taking a photo, like an upskirt of somebody in Tesco or Asda or somewhere.
Aye.
And you're like, hey, did he? Like, he had a girlfriend, like a good looking girlfriend and all that. And he was like a good looking guy in that. And why are you getting involved in that kind of shit? Like, why would you even dream? But you don't know how folks' fucking minds work and how fucking fucked and hate some folk are, that they get involved in that kind of stuff, and you just somebody married with kids and that, and or did they? I don't know if they had kids. I can't remember.
No,
that,
I didn't care if they were, but they were like older than us. Do you know what I mean? Like it was, and if you looked at them, you thought they probably go to church. Surely that sort of that would be the sort of assumption that you would make. They look that type of couple. No, that I'm saying that, and I'm not equating. You would have thought they were wrong uns for going to church. You would have been opposite. You would have thought kind of
just gullible.
It just looked like kind of a quiet couple.
But it is. But I mean, I'm being flippant there about the gullible. But have you watched that program on BBC One with Timothy Spall in it? It's a true story. Commandment, six commandments.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That
it was. But if you're ever got to con anybody, you've just got to go religious, okay?
Well,
like, because they've already proven, right, that they're gullible. So the next step is
con them.
Because they obviously believe stuff that's unbelievable.
There is I talked to John last week about TikTok. Oh no, you were on as well. And I stopped getting the one about Islam and folk fucking defend that. There's occasionally get that. The ones that come up now is there's a guy interviewing. It's like a guy who's sort of portraying himself as an expert on fucking something, and it's debunking things like the age of the Earth, right? So the Earth can't be billions of years old because humans or the population is this size, and if you go back like half and half, you know, like if you kind of go back however long, it'd take you back to Adam and Eve, and that was 3,000 years ago, which is when they say Jesus was kind of like, or when the Bible started, or whatever it was, and you're going, well, it's patently pish. It's talking about folk living for hundreds of years. They say, but that person lived for 130 years. No, they didn't. Like, I can think about what you're saying. And then there was like, we were saying diamonds. Diamonds prove that the Earth can't be older than that because they've got a trace of some carbon in it or something like that. He's saying, Joe, that proves. And it took me 1 minute on Google to go and see the scientific evidence to say, now that's been debunked several times by X, Y, and Z.
Aye. Mate, there's some fucking. Oh, sorry, you got to finish that story.
I was going to say, like the bit about. So it's not just gullible, but this bit it says, what was it? It says you can't prove the age of anything. You just they might believe it's older than that, but it's just belief, and I believe that it's not as old as that. And
how do you even argue with
like
that?
science doesn't account because science is just based on belief.
I started listening to, so I downloaded a few James English podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't give me a hard time. I was listening to them. I've listened to one, and it wasn't the Good Willie one. It was I can't remember. But anyway, I was looking through the list thinking, who's here? I'll have a wee. Oh, there's Luke Mitchell stuff, right?
Aye.
And I was scrolling through, and there was one about flat earth. And I thought, yeah, that's cunt, right? And I started putting. I didn't listen to the end. I didn't even get to the end yet. I normally persist. Actually, I didn't start with the Luke Mitchell ones. I stumbled across them. I started with a gangster one or something. But anyway, it doesn't fucking matter, right? But I listened to a few in a fucking deep hole. Listening to them when I was walking the dog and that. And this boy with the flat earth, he's absolutely manic. And you can tell even James English has gone, "Mate, you're talking fucking shit." Like, you could even, and he's not normally like that, because he normally like encourages them to talk shit. This boy, you could tell he was thinking, this is bollocks, like, absolute like, he was almost calling bullshit on himself. Normally, I'm sitting going, bullshit, that's shit, that's crap, right? I'm a fucking liar. And this boy is like, he's giving all these reasons for how there's like, the earth just ends there. They tell us it ends there, but it doesn't end there. It carries on. It's in a straight line, sort of thing. And you're like, what the fuck? Totally believe in yourself. Like, it's just like, how the fuck? Like, he's an absolute prime candidate for getting gone.
Get gone.
Con man.
100%. Have you ever watched the Flat Earth documentary on Netflix?
No.
You need to watch it because it's fucking, it'll blow your mind. They do an experiment, right? And they say, like, basically what we're going to do is take a light will go in a straight line, right? It's not affected by gravity.
Uh-huh.
And if
they didn't believe in gravity either, did they? That's the thing. Well, there's the boy mentioned something about gravity, how it's like it's made up.
That was in one of the religious ones as well. The boy was arguing that it was about God, saying that you believe in gravity, that you can't see, feel, touch, taste, smell gravity, right? So none of your senses recognise it, but you know it's there. Well, that's like God. And you're going, well, no, because you can say, you know gravity's here because you can feel it, because try and hold your arm out like that. See how long can you hold your arm out like that, and you'll feel gravity because your arm will get fucking seared because gravity's pulling it in. Or fly higher up in the fucking air where gravity isn't, and you'll recognise the difference, right? So right away, that's fucking, your argument's fucked, right? Shut up. The flat earth boy says, light, if you take a light and we put it on a pole here and shine it in a straight line, if the earth's curved, and they did the sums for it, they've written out the diagram, say when we go that far away, same size of pole, light should hit here, and it will prove it's in a straight line. So they go and they fucking get the pole up and everything, the light's fucking halfway doing it. Because obviously the earth's going like this, or it's higher up, I can't remember which way it goes. And look at it going, oh, we must have done an experiment though. But right, and this is another going, now you've literally just used science to fucking disprove your own theory there. Like, it's fucking.
Why would you not have tried that before you then get a TV camera?
Exactly, they were fucking adamant this was going to work, and I'm
not like, using that one because I think it's fucked, and I'm going to have to find another excuse.
There must be another reason. It was just fucking mental. But this whole bit about we'll just discount that bit of science there. It doesn't matter. It's fucking Looney Tunes, man. Like
this is wild stuff. Like it's as I say, I only listened to the first 50 minutes because the boy was irritating me. But some of the stuff you just gone, and as I say, even James English was gone. It's quite mad. I wouldn't recommend the podcast to anybody though, because some of these podcasts, like, they're just irritating. I got myself. I was in it was about 2 weeks ago. I got myself in a right vicious sort of loop of guilty folk coming on saying they weren't guilty, basically. And as I say, that sounds harsh because some of them might be innocent, because there is people out there that have got proper miscarriages of justice. But some of these folk that are on are guilty, like, and they're just liars.
Yep.
And then you've got other folk just coming on lying about fucking science and that as well. It's just then how can you sit with these fucking bullshitters, James?
Maybe
a bullshit. Maybe he's a bullshitter himself, who knows?
Maybe we need to get listener numbers up. If you're a bullshitter and you want to come on and spread your bullshit and have us kind of poke fun at it, subtly. We're quite happy to have you on.
But the thing is, it doesn't work, because I watched, so these guys, I watched Louis Theroux, right? It was on about 2 years ago, but it was repeated a couple of Sundays ago, and it was the Racist America one, the young laddies in America and that. And as soon as he asked him a hard question, the boy just started going off at him, and he wouldn't debate it, and then he'd kick him out, and then he'd go on his wee fucking podcast or whatever it was he'd done, and just say he's a dick, he's a prick, he's this, he's that, but he wouldn't then allow like the debate back.
Aye.
So I think if we got somebody on like that and you thought, well, we'll have a fucking debate then, they would just shout you down.
Aye.
And you couldn't then get your point out. And they think they've won the argument by just being a prick.
Aye.
Rather than actually debating their points.
Is that filibustering? Is that what they call it with the debate at in Parliament, where they just try to kind of drag everything out so they kind of get to the bill that's being debated? Yeah. Is that filibustering? I think that's what it's called. Anyway,
that's exactly what I said.
Aye. We're out of time on that note. Thanks very much for sending in questions, folks. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink water, no.